Yeah, no, why?
Only flying was easier in this game.
It can be, if you're good enough.
There's quartz everywhere.
Oh, good. It's not actually that simple. Also, while I was looking at the strange matter, I did a test, and we can repair them. Another reason why to make them expensive. Because once we have 6 of them, which is the amount we need, we'll have them forever. As long as we don't do something stupid.
Forever.
Ever.
What? No, I'm sorry. Fuck. Alright, so, okay, I want to participate in the next class discussion about this, so I'm going to just come up to this, I think I already came up with my answer when he says, those who are quiet, what do you think? And I know he's specifically talking about me, because, if someone's approaching a very deep discussion to me in public,
you can kind of tell when anyone's talking specifically about you, because you're just like, wait a minute, this is an odd off shot to me.
Exactly.
You quiet people, it's like, oh, he just subtly, in a fairly subtleness, approached everyone that was introverted for a question.
Oh, I mean, there was like those really dumb people. I was like, well, those people who make bad decisions, like smoking, should be killed off. Well, those like people who, are old should like be killed off. Well, those people who are stupid, I'm thinking to myself, hey, you are that. I was really afraid.
I had extreme views about things like that because I thought about things like disabilities and how we should treat them and stuff. Because it's a lot of taxing work to take care of them, and there's possibilities that there's genetic deformities that could be passed on. So I've had extremist views towards it, but like, well, why not just get rid of them? But that's an unacceptable approach, and as well as that, it's not impossible that these are also not dominant genes, because I was thinking about how, like, let's say 2 brown-haired people have a child, right?
Yeah.
Their child should have brown hair, right?
Well, like that one
but
movie.
But it could be that they have orange or yellow or whatever hair because of a non-dominant gene that suddenly becomes active.
Yeah.
That's all it takes for 2 brown-haired people to have a non-brown-haired child, which is going to throw off people hardcore. They can be like, wait, that's your child? But the hair doesn't match. They can't be your child. Because genetically, the majority doesn't have that kind of change, but it does happen.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why the inbreeding was actually a problem, is because those small genetic features can pass. Sometimes they don't, and anything you've got that's damaged in your gene pool, your very short gene pool, is also relative to the person you're with at that point. So you increase the odds by quite a lot. They said something about 1% to like 25%. So it's a huge shift, but it's not
completely
the end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you look over every single detail beforehand, it's possible to say completely okay.
Yeah.
But it's for the best that you usually don't.
So, I mean, ultimately, I'm just going to try to step in. I'm going to be like, you know what? I think that
screw reality. We got to do it this way.
They're developing countries. So, just like a child, they're developing their concepts of what,
They could come up with some radically different concepts, too.
Yeah, so
they'll eventually boil down to a better choice, though.
Yes, we're all developing. In one sense or another. And if he's like, that's just not third world countries, then what about us? And, for example, let me just bring up like this very, very large hypocrite. We of course know other countries love males over females because you get money for males. They work harder. They have a greater chance of being successful. Yeah. It just, long story short, it's better to have a male. Alright, if you need more hands, free hands. Have male children. Duh. Alright. So, alright. They love male, Male children. But, of course, some families will go through the extent of actually aborting female children, right? And
I think in India this was the thing, is that they didn't want female children a lot, so they ended up aborting a lot of them or just disowning them. And it's really a bad choice, of course.
That's because the parents have to pay money if they wed away their daughter. Because they say, you're taking care of my daughter for the rest of my life, here's some money. So, for the more males you have, the more money you'll get for having that child from the other parents, or from your daughter's parents. Even though you're giving that family life for some odd reason they pay, I don't know, third world country.
My question here, though, is why does it matter? Like, they don't have to actually get married. There's no reason money has to get involved in any of this.
Yeah, but then it's also,
of course, then there's tradition and God and this
lesser
and that.
Developed countries where, like as I said, you're working on a farm. It just makes life, it makes your likelihood of living as an elder to your children a lot more likely if they're male, because they're going to be working. One way or another, males have to work in society. I don't care who you are. That's everywhere. Males have to work.
Yeah, it's pretty true. It's usually a huge tradition.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of interesting that tradition kind of comes into existence. It must be slightly connected to our natural factors. Like men are a majority of the time are stronger than women just by genetic design.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why it became that way.
And hold on, I gotta try to five through this fucking canyon. Okay, so, inside these countries, you cannot, some actually went to the extent of, the developing, so they go to the extent of actually making laws that it's illegal to tell the parents any hint, or even just completely,
what their child's sex will be.
That doctor will literally go to jail if
be shot 3 times and then thrown into a lake.
Yeah, for telling the birth, the sex of the children, or the child.
Yeah,
and
of course, it's just as bad to not tell them, because then in the end, you just end up with parents who are just like, all right, we're expecting this, we're hoping for a boy. They get a girl, and then they're like, well, we have to get rid of it. And then it's just like, well, now you got dead babies everywhere.
Or like a woman,
and that's just terrible,
who has to give birth because her husband wants a child, and in that religion or that local culture, that woman has to provide children for her husband. And if she doesn't provide, keep in mind, this woman could possibly die giving birth 2-3 times because of hygiene. Medical practice is not being completely refined. I mean, it's better, but it's not completely refined, and you have to give multiple births, one on top of each other. Yeah. So either you could die from giving birth, or you could die because if he doesn't like you, apparently divorce is a sin, but it's not sinful if you douse your wife in gasoline and set her ablaze. So I'm like, what the
It's funny, isn't it, that society is this extreme sometimes?
So I'm thinking to myself, everyone's like so completely appalled, but then at me, I'm thinking to myself, I'm somewhat expected this.
Exactly. It's like, me and you, we've been around the block. We're like, it's not that surprising.
Yeah, it really isn't, but
it's a little extreme.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna die one way or another, and that kind of sucks. I can't really help you. It's nice knowing you, though.
Yeah, you can help them. Get them an airplane ticket to America. At least they're a little bit safer.
And the husband has like the final say in giving any pills to their wife or children or their entire family. So if he banishes contraception, he can't
Oh, oops.
Yeah. It's like equivalent to, how do you communicate to a chimp? How do you address concepts to an animal? How do you
Concepts
ask them?
are a bit difficult. We can at least talk to them, But that's about as far as we've gotten.
It's like asking an animal how many words you know by teaching them sign language. I mean, it's equivalent to, for example, with chimps, they don't ask for things, but they don't also demand it.
Yeah, they also don't own things, so
for example,
they have no true understanding of ownership.
Oh yeah, but I mean, for example, how should I say it? Say you're playing with a toy car, and it's like usually a child would ask, "Can I please play with that toy?"
Yeah.
Well, to them it is, I want that toy. But in their concept, in their mindset, they're asking.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it doesn't sound so. Even though we as human beings settle, make it a little bit less settling. I mean, more settling, more approachable with the word please. I mean, how do you express and explain please to an animal?
Well, see, here's the thing,
we could hardly have a hard time explaining the word please to a 5-year-old. Nonetheless.
Exactly. But the thing is that how do you explain it to a child? It's the same question.
Exactly. So it's equivalent.
So the issue here is that while we may not understand monkeys that much, we have to teach our children just the same thing. And the thing is that we're more capable of communicating with them because they pick up on our language easier.
Exactly.
If monkeys could do it, there's no reason why we couldn't teach them the exact same design.
But, I mean, shouldn't we have it in us to at least owe it to them to at least try?
Try what? I'm sorry.
If they have the potential to communicate and become well-adapted,
yes.
Shouldn't we owe it to us,
to try to make monkeys just as smart as humans?
Yeah.
Basically? It's somewhat difficult, but as well as that, I don't think we want to go too far into it, because the last thing I think we all want is to find out that they want to leave Planet of the Apes level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't necessarily want to set that off. It's not that they would get uncontrollable and stuff, but when they start getting the smart levels of concepts, we're going to get problems.
Yes, but it's equivalent to how do you tell a third world person, stop making babies? Or... other concepts of the sort. How do you broach a subject of that to them?
It wouldn't be easy, I suppose.
Exactly.
But it's something that has to be done, no doubt, if there's such extreme effects here. I don't think anyone really is huge on the monkeys' freedoms and stuff, but we all care about humans because we are humans.
Apparently there's 2 factors. Right, despite, migration, fertility rates, population age distribution, hygiene, and medical equipment, there's only 2 really large factors that determine the population of the human race. And if you think about it, it matters even in every species, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be Panthea or Animalia. You agree with these 2 factors that it determines on the amount of agriculture there is, how much resources there is for that population.
Yeah.
I mean, we see it all the time with the rabbits and the wolves diagram. Once there's enough resources for rabbits, they're gonna overpopulate because
yeah. There is the plateau effect, but it's still a lot of bunnies.
And another, which is the last one.
See, that's another interesting thing about humans is that how is our plateau effect?
Our plateau, we haven't plateaued. Well,
that's what's worrying. That's the thing though too. With our power, can we plateau so easily?
What do you mean? Well,
the thing is that the only thing that would plateau us, I guess, because it plateaus every creature, is proximity factors. But because we have a larger proximity, the only thing that would plateau us is material loss.
Yeah, resources or a blight.
I don't really account blight into the plateau factor.
Well, all right.
I mean, it makes sense. But when you get blight, you start getting loss, and then there's just weird factors that start getting thrown in.
Well, think of it like this. We're only growing one species of, one species of corn, one species of wheat. That species is adapted, or at least engineered, to grow all year round.
Yeah.
The same thing with bananas and strawberries. For Jesus Christ, getting strawberries in January.
The interesting thing about corn, too, is that it won't exist when we're not around.
Yeah.
Because we actually created corn. That was our first successful... What? That was our first successful genetic modification success.
Yeah, true. That is crazy.
Because it was a combination between barley and wheat, I believe, that created it or something like that. Or it originally was a barley of sorts.
Yeah.
This is maxing out right now, and I'm not quite sure why. It's worrying me. I'm not sure what to do about this.
Wait, the game of the engine.
What?
The game of the engine.
What, maxing out?
Mm-hmm.
The particle accelerator, it's I don't know if it's getting enough power fast enough, because it's reaching 80% and then it's just going back down. So I think I need to push more power than I am into it. It's a weird factor because it's accelerating and then it reaches a point where it's hit a high speed and then it lowers and then it just fluctuates. So I'm not quite sure how to easily fix that. I am using an MFE though, which is only at 128 ETU, so or EUT.
Dirt accessories.
Build more dirt accessories. That'll do it. Whoa, wait. Well, so I'm going to build an MFSU.
Oh, fuck you too.
Yeah. Tell it like it is. Alright, so the only logical explanation is everything's broken.
Is this all this dravite? Is it only from... do we only have to get it from here, or can we get it from other worlds?
It can only be gotten from there.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Well, actually, I think... No, we built the dravite portal, so now we have to build a Uvite portal with the Uvite crystal. So the Uvite only comes from the from the dravite world, and in the Uvite world, I believe... What is it?
But I have these dravite crystals, though, Chris.
Are you getting dravite? Well, maybe it's a dravite portal and then a Uvite portal and then mithril. That might make more sense.
Is the Uvite the Christmas world? Because we've already been there.
Oh, no. Icica's not considered at all in this. Because Icica's a special world. Just like Arcana and Vetha.
Betha. Just one big...
Vetha with a V.
Oh.
V. Nice try. It's not Bertha. This is a different thing.
Don't toy with that, Evan.
I don't know who you think you are, but you better calm the hell down.
I thought I was a funny guy. I was the exact opposite.
A total douche.
Man, my partner, I walked up to him, right? Before class, I'm like, "What's up? How's it going?"
Yeah. He's like, "Who the hell are you?"
He was all nervous as shit. He was like, as if
you were gonna condemn him for whatever he did.
No, like as if he was a homophobe and I was a Carl.
He was just like, "What up, girl?" And he was like,
And then, did the same thing afterwards. I'm thinking to myself, the hell?
Have you figured out what he's up to then?
No, I don't really care, and I don't really... Personally, it's just, I don't know about my group. This is why I hate fucking group work.
Yeah.
Like, honest to God.
I think he might be suspecting that you're kind of like wanting something from him, possibly, or that you're trying to hang out even though you're not quote-unquote friends, kind of thing. Because, you're not that close to him, so you shouldn't be meeting him ever, is the kind of concept.
Yeah, fuck this. Chris, I'm dying!
What?
I'm dying!
Well, you better stop.
I can't.
You don't have anything to keep your stuff.
I know that. You better get here and TP me to you.
Well, actually, I can TP, yeah.
For some odd reason, for every health I gain, I'm dying. Hurry up, get to the Rabbi world and TP me.
That should have worked.
Jesus. Oh.
There you are. Yep. Worked perfectly.
You should have saw it, because it was just a dark void, and it was just...
Would you fall into the void?
I don't know what it was, but I fell from those islands, and I was slowly dying.
You fell downward.
Yes, I fell downward.
Yeah, you fell into the void. Make sure you take a spellbook with you,
Spellboard?
Yeah, because you can mark your location and then teleport back to the top if you fall off the world. You're lucky you're wearing the suit you're wearing because it's way overpowered when it comes to the void. The quantum suit will give way to that, which is why we have 2 different suits. If it wasn't for that, we might have continued with quantum. Oh, well, and there's other benefits, too, but... where was I? I was lost.
In a world, far world... Wait a minute.
Brain, stop. FSU, yes. I remembered because I was insulting you. MFSU. Good Lord have mercy. We're not gonna make this. It's not gonna happen. Alright,
Chris,
well.
am I supposed to make dryvite blocks or dryvite crystals?
Blocks.
Okay.
We need technically 10, but I'd like to have 14. I don't know why I have these random genes right now.
Yeah.
Both 2. I guess I'll hold on to these.
Yeah.
Stupid random genes. Alright, so... Yes, luckily we have some of these materials. Surprisingly.
Blam! 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 Aw, man. I was only able to make 6 blocks.
Ah. You failed us all.
Wait a minute.
Try not to die until I get us materials to recreate your, charm.
I didn't try to, Chris. I made 7 blocks.
I feel like you should go to the toilet and just start running around. Well, I don't know. You've crashed the server there. We all crashed the server there. There's a high tendency of that there.
It looks real good. Isn't it?
What? You put a disco ball in your bed?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really... Maybe if it was like... Here.
What? What?
I don't know if it works there either, per se. Well, yeah, sure, why not? I was wondering if it should be recessed into the ceiling,
you know what
but I think it works
reminds me of?
What? Wait, why the hell did you build it? What is that out of?
It's only made out of 1 dryvite. Only 1.
You bastard! No. That's fine.
But, you know what this thing reminds me of?
What?
My computer.
Yeah, I can see the resemblance. It's always rubber. It's always rubber. Why?
To the world of Javites. Oh, wait,
Make sure you have the mark and
recall. No, I'm gonna go get hover mode, whatever that is.
Actually, yeah, we do have a hover mode. But still, you need that so that you can get back quickly. It's much faster and cheaper if you fall off the edge than it is to try to catch yourself with the other stuff.
With the spell book, you say?
Yeah. Well, you don't need a spell book. You just need the 2 spells.
Load chunks.
Ooh.
Can't.
Lots of rubber.
I can't load.
Don't you die on me, Avon. Who will I do commentary with without you?
A tree.
You're right. That's so much better. Get the hell off the game. You're fired.
Okay.
You're fired.
I'll just go fucking die then.
Well, we found economically that was worth more. Why? So we're better off without. He's dead. Look at that lifeless, soulless expression. Wait a minute. If I look close enough, that's his everyday expression. We're good. Actually, this is perfect. If he's standing right here, dead, I can have the best series with just surrounded around him, living in this one spot. Like a plant. This is the best thing ever. Alright, so let me see here. I
became that tree.
In his vegetable state, I had never noticed how much I enjoyed Avon's company.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Servo.
I don't know if I should ever put this in here, but I'm going to. So, pattern encoding. Alright. What am I doing? Also, your audio's gotten really loud suddenly.
What?
I don't know. Did you unplug your mic or just mute it?
I just muted it.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
Skype's going dirt.
Probably because you muted it on Skype. It was just like I don't know what to do with this.
I was like, this is just gotta balance out.
Probably, it's not used to people talking on its line anymore.
Mm-mm. What do you mean? Goddamn cat, you all my fucking paperwork. I noticed something about cats. They love paper. They love just laying on paper.
Probably the crackly noises it makes.
I think to them, paper is like silk. Because it's so smooth to them.
But now get some silk. We need a controlled environment.
Because to us, silk is like nice and smooth and soft, and it's not really dense, and it's very cool. And that's what I think it is to a cat. I think they're like, it's very cool, soft, not too dense. It's like laying on the floor. Oh my god, cat.
It's more likely than not our entire system may go offline for a moment.
Okay, I'm not in the world.
Due to sinking insane amounts of power.
Alright, marker set. How do I know my... Alright, this should be this.
How many levels of mana thing do you have anyway?
How do I know what level?
It'll say a number above the circle. If it
11.
says nothing, that's 11? Oh, that's not bad. You should be able to fall a small amount, but be careful because the further out you go, the more it'll cost you.
Yeah, I have 782. 782. Got to... I need a weapon that I can kill these things with faster.
I'm afraid I can't do that. We do need to build that ender thing still, but once again, we still need to get the strange matter so we can copy it, because we need to create a bunch of ardite and stuff like that. Which unfortunately we don't happen to have any. So that's not going to be fun, because I actually have to go find it then. Oh wait, it's not ardite, it's
Alright.
Audite?
No, I said alright.
Oh. I thought you had some knowledge that was useful finally.
No. I'm the one learning here. I'm the one.
Realmite, Rupee.
I'm the one asking.
Arlemite, that's what it was.
I'm the one here asking about what the hell. How do I power a what do they call it? Harvester in Grain Skies. Does it use
Harvester in Grain Skies? Yeah. It needs
does it still use thermal?
It'll use both MJ and what is it? RF. So if you get a generator, put it down next to it, it'll power it. If you get a engine on it, it'll power it. You can't create engines, but in that setup, there's a tunnel, a P2P tunnel, right? And if you make one of those and you use an ME chest on it, it'll switch to power mode. And if you use a memory card thing that knows where the connection is, it's really complicated. I'd have to show you in the first place.
Oh, okay.
But if you used it, what it would do is it would connect to the system where the power is, and then it would connect to the location where the power is needed, and it would transport it. But it only transports it as MJ, which you can't convert back. So if it doesn't use MJ, you have an issue. I've had some weird problems with power in there because of that. It's really hard to transport it to other locations without just bringing an entire engine setup with you. But it's doable.
Well, I only question because I was like, I'm only using thermodynamics. I'm thinking to myself, thermodynamics does not produce as much energy as I wanted to.
The best choice is to make the magmatic dynamo. So.
Well, it's because I was going off of like crucibles. Just not magma crucibles. Just plain old crucibles. Just plain old crucibles. I made like an army of them, and it didn't have enough power to support everything I was putting down. I think I had an ME terminal, a pulverizer, a magma crucible that was actually melting down glowstone.
Glowstone? I don't know what you've been
doing. It's because I was thinking about those lanterns that you were talking about.
Oh, you were trying to make a Electrium.
Energized glowstone.
Is it? It's not Electrium. What am I talking about? That's the other thing.
Illuminated.
Yeah, an illuminator or whatever it is.
Illuminated glowstone. That's what they call that shit. Holy shit.